It's not feeding in yet. And we're live.
We're live.
And we are actually live.
I heard the countdown.
I know. I was like, Derek was like, 5, 4, 3, 2.
I mean, it was good. I didn't know he could count that high. So
I didn't know if we were. I didn't
He's
even.
got jokes, and we're not even 5 seconds
I
in.
didn't know if we were recording a podcast or this was a phone sex operation or a 1-900 number.
I'm not paying.
4, 3, 2, go. So
Chris is just sitting here, being like, oh.
Anyway,
Why did I say yes to this?
special thanks to k-var and k-var.com for sponsoring this. Big thanks to Arsenal and Fime. We appreciate everybody and everyone in the studio making this possible. We have a special guest today, and it was supposed to be a surprise second guest, but Derek ruined the good surprise.
Hey, it was a surprise to me too. I'm like, oh sure, I'll come.
Yeah,
Right.
Derek ruined the good surprise.
Right.
So special guest
We
today.
ruined the good surprise on you.
That
That was horrible, man. That wasn't good.
one of the friends of the program, I like to say, one of the unsung heroes of everything we're doing here, and recently my NBF, new best friend.
Oh,
Yeah, and we appreciate having her. Chris from 702.
oh, thank you. Such an entrance.
Da-da-da-da.
Yeah, where's her bumper now?
Where's her
Yeah.
bumper?
And there's so
And
many bumpers and
Of
not one right now.
course.
Oh, there we
There
go.
she is. Of course, we have the one and only.
John Bartolo here today. Thanks for coming.
Yeah, I appreciate that. And Jeremy from Dark Alliance.
Of course.
So it's interesting to have not just one awesome guest, Jeremy, but having Kris here, who has quite the story to tell. When I first walked into 702, I'd been in 702 before. I'd never formally met her or got a chance to chat with her. She literally, in the first 5 seconds of meeting her, said to me, well, I used to work in the circus.
Oh, yeah, that did come up, didn't it?
And I was like, what? But she sticks out like a sore thumb in there, mixed in with a pack of guys with all kinds of tactical gear and all kinds of bullshit on. It's really fun to see, kind of like the Where's Waldo in there, and she just kind of sticks out and shows, a little bit of grace amidst all the guys trying to be tactical. I mean, they got all the paraphernalia on, the full costume, and then there's this girl. And she's dressed today like she's dressed when she works in there. There's no battle belt. There's no...
Well, I have my tactical bracelet, so...
So she'll kill everybody in here
with that.
Yeah.
Those are
Seen it?
actually throwing stars. They double as throwing stars.
Yes.
So I have to admit, before and I'm building you up a little bit, but let's start with the obvious question. How the hell did you end up in there?
So I got recruited to work at 702, and... When the first call I got, I actually wasn't quite aware of what it was. So just to give you some background, Range 702 is a full-service range. We service locals, and then we also service tourists. So obviously there's a huge local market of people that want to come purchase firearms, rent firearms. We do classes, gunsmith, all kinds of stuff. And there's the other side that's the tourism industry where people that are in Vegas, usually from other countries that don't really have a chance to shoot guns, they can come and have an experience with us. So it's a gun range and it's a tourist attraction. So I came from the circus world, which is more tourist attraction. And
Like elephants and stuff? Like,
Well, we got a question.
Kind of.
We got a
Elephant,
question
I mean.
from Sean. He wants to know.
Yeah, what did you do?
What did you actually do in the circus?
Oh, so I did a lot of different stuff. I worked for Cirque du Soleil for 12 years. I was on tour for 9 years where I did everything except perform on stage pretty much. And then when I was here in Vegas, I was in the sales and marketing team.
So you weren't actually in the act.
No.
Can you lie to us and say you were?
Yes.
what was your favorite backflip you ever done?
I'm a contortionist.
Does that
you-
mean like you twist
I-
words or what?
If you're going to tell people you were in the circus...
Every day still.
If you're going to tell people you were in the circus, let's back up to go forward.
Mm-hmm.
You should really dress this up. You should tell them you were like the lion wrangler.
Okay, I'm going to start doing that.
Or I was the great white shark handler. If you're going to dress it up, really dress it up.
Right.
So,
Gotta
so
make
you're
it
in-
interesting.
Well, first you need to explain to people it's not a circus
Right.
because
Right.
there's lots of people like in Wichita, shout out Ron, that has no clue that there's some other kind of circus. Other than-
Right. This is more of like a performing arts kind of like Broadway meets
this
circus.
is a
There's
Soleil.
no animals. Yes. It's French Cirque du Soleil. in Francais.
So you do the
Super
circus thing. People probably want to know this. Before we get to 702, we get to the range and we get to the guns and blowing shit up. How the hell do you end up in the fucking circus?
Right. Well, I'm a weirdo. So
Are you just like, hey, Mom?
Right? That's why we like each other.
Yep, exactly. I can relate.
Yeah, that happened by accident too. I guess I'm just like fumbling through life.
You're like, hey, Mom, I'm joining the circus.
Yeah, that didn't go over super well. And then, afterwards I went straight to guns. So who knows what's going to be next? It's exciting.
Combination of the two.
I'm down. Totally down.
Backflip
This
to
needs to
tactical
happen.
cartwheel to
Yes.
blowing up something.
This is going to happen.
Fair enough. I
So
wanna
the
see it.
circus settles down,
Yes,
sets down, as they say, and you decide to work at 702.
I did. Yeah. So I was a little bored at the circus, just because I know that
Really?
I was
You're
for
like,
real.
oh, so boring. All this
Yeah, I mean,
traveling
12
around
years.
and-
12 years, though.
That is a long time.
Yeah, so I kind of wanted something new, and then 702 came up, and my initial response was like, oh my gosh, I'm not going to go work at a gun range. Like, look at me. How could I do that? But I was looking for something different and challenging, so I thought, well, here's something different and challenging. I guess
So you decided to join a different circus.
I did, yes.
So did you ever expect in your wildest dreams you'd be working in a gun range and getting into the firearms business, which is, Jeremy and I can tell you, a circus unto itself? And did you ever imagine you'd be working amongst guys that everybody's trying to be the biggest badass and you stick out like a sore thumb because you're just trying to be one of the girls?
I do stick out like a sore thumb. I refuse to try to out tactical them. It's probably impossible, first of all.
They out tactical me. They have all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, they have,
Velcro and switches and
I can't even keep track.
yeah, and like holsters and things.
Yeah,
It's
there's
crazy.
like
Battle belts.
all kinds of things.
So how do you, what is it that gets you there? Like you get an offer, or they just recruit you? They say, hey, like we want you to work in the circus.
Yeah, so I started out just on the sales and marketing side, which was a little bit more in my wheelhouse. Still different because, it's guns and all that kind of stuff. And there's all crazy laws and regulations when it comes to that kind of stuff. So it was still different for sure. And then after being there just about a year, I took over the whole business, which was just... that was a circus. So that part of it was for sure a lot different for me. And it's like,
Did you have to kill to take over?
oh, I know, but I don't think I'm supposed to admit to that on air.
See? I'm actually an undercover, so I was trying to set you up there, but
All your plans are ruined.
You're quick-witted.
I know.
So you very quickly formed all these relationships because that's what, obviously, your business, you were in sales, relationship driven, selling stuff. So you start to peel into the tactical world. Did you ever imagine how fucked up it really was?
No, like every day I'm surprised. I'm like, oh,
Like
this is interesting.
Like how you got to hold a gun a certain way because you were relatively new to firearms. Everything is like,
Right.
everything has to be a certain way or like the trolls will come out and
Oh,
they're like,
yes.
neater, 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 neater.
Oh,
She's
yeah.
standing with 1 foot staggered improperly.
It's a quick learning curve.
Let's get her. Was that like a huge adjustment for you? Were you like, what the fuck?
Huge adjustment. So, big secret. I never shot a gun before I worked at 702. So I was complete novice. I had just no clue about any kind of firearms at all. Completely clueless. So thankfully, there's really smart and experienced people that I work with that kind of like keep me in line. And now I've become one of the trolls that's like, hey, what your trigger discipline in that photo? It's like, so
Look at your feet.
yeah, exactly. The feet. I know. I can never get that right.
Well, it's funny because I gotta usually I see you and you're working, but you're not working. Like it's more just friends hanging out.
Right.
And when we went in there a couple weeks ago, when Carrie and the filming crew came through there, and they were wanting to set up like this GoPro stuff. There was like downrange. They wanted to get good shots of all this. And everyone, they're like, yeah, no, that shouldn't be a problem. And then you come in and you're like, yeah, no problem. No, everyone out of the room. Everyone go right now. No one
Yes.
could be in here right now while we go downrange. It was like such like a switch that went off from like lay back Chris to nope, no one's getting killed on my watch.
Yes.
So everyone get out of here. And like it was super like funny. I'm like, wow,
Oh, yeah,
she's
you've
like
never
really
seen that
working.
side
Like
of-
she's
yeah,
like
you've never seen that
legit.
side of me,
Get out.
huh?
She's gonna pull out something and beat you with
Yes.
it. Like very serious. So it was really funny seeing like
I will.
that switch. But like you said, you're super professional
Dialed
when
in.
it comes like nobody in there like and it was pretty crazy.
Yeah,
It was a
I mean,
funny
it's
switch.
serious business. Like, there's that sales and marketing side of me that's like, oh my God, hi.
Uh-huh.
So-
It's my range. And then I'm like, get out.
Do you see the questions, John? Are you
Yeah,
watching the questions, China?
I'm watching the fucking questions.
John, there's some questions there.
So yeah, he's reminded me twice. I'm not going to neglect Sean. So marketing and sales what was the hardest part of your transition to being on the range full time? I think she kind of touched on that, Sean. It's a little bit of the learning curve, but I'd imagine working on the range, you ramped that up really quickly.
Yes, I ramped it up really quickly. The hardest part for me, which I'm more comfortable with now, but the hardest part for me is I like to be an expert in every area that I'm in, whether I'm in charge or not. And then all of a sudden I was in charge of this place, and there still is no possible way that I can be the expert. And so it took me a while to learn how to, like, I have a great team, so I'm so lucky. It was a hard learning curve for me to have a team that I'm in charge of and shut up and listen to them. That's super difficult.
So what you're saying is you're a control freak then?
Well, I was saying it in such nicer words.
I mean, but that's not necessarily a
Yeah,
bad thing.
no,
But I could
totally.
relate to it. Like, it's really hard when you're
total
you're
control
yeah.
freak, and I had to be like, oh, you report to me, but you're going to be in charge right now.
Right.
And that's difficult.
And then were you like the first time were you checking in like every 10 minutes, like how's it going? How's it going?
I
How's
mean,
it going? Or
I think
were
I
you
was
like
actually just standing there.
just hovering? Oh, that's not awkward at all.
No,
you're
like
totally fine. I trust you.
the
No, I'm not
over-the-shoulder
leaving. Yeah,
thing, like-
I'm not leaving at all.
So let's
That.
get to this. So that you've been at the range how long now?
2.5 years.
So in the 2.5 years, how many rounds would you say you put down range?
4 or 5.
45.
1,000.
So many. Wow, that's really hard to say. You know, I would say at least like 2, well, it depends. Bad week 2 times. Good week every day. So it's hard to give a number. A lot.
So would you say
If you could count it, the numbers, it's not enough. That's what I say. If you know the actual
Yes.
number that you hit,
I'm going to double
you're doing it. Yeah.
I don't agree with that. I'm going to tell you why. McDonald's has proven a theory that they have over 1 billion served. I think they're doing well.
Yeah, but that's not an exact number. That's just over 1 billion. I
I've
would say that she
contributed
shot
personally.
over 100 rounds
I've,
for sure.
I've committed. I've definitely.
yesterday.
I can commit to personally purchasing over 1,000 number ones at McDonald's. Does that mean I have not had enough?
That's definitely enough.
feel like we're off
and that's
track.
from a fat kid that's saying that's enough. Like,
So-
so that's bad.
To give everybody some insight, working at a range, does that equal, would you say you have 250,000 rounds down range? Because I've asked everybody this number. Like Max Michel says he puts on a working month 10,000 rounds down range. It's an ungodly number. Now, JJ will vary. JJ will say, like, if I'm working hard, I might put 4,000 to 6,000, but most of the time it's maybe 2,000 or 3,000. So he feels like he doesn't get enough time. But like Max will look you dead ass in the eye and say he puts 10,000 rounds down range a month. That's a lot of rounds.
Yeah, I don't do that. It also depends on what's going on. So if I'm stressed out or, sometimes you need to go put rounds down range.
Fact.
So,
Yeah, right? So it's
but
like-
you love it.
Oh, totally. I love it. Yeah, absolutely.
Is it your dream job now? Has it like morphed into that a little bit?
Yeah, totally. What's important to me for my dream job isn't like that I'm doing circus or that I'm doing gun range. I want to have an awesome team that we all work together well, and I want to like give an awesome magical feeling to people, which that's what guns do. So.
And you do a fantastic job of that. I've been in there now, I don't know, 3 or 4 times with guests, I would say. It's fair to say. And I've been in there before. You do a great job, running that place and having people in and having them have a good experience. And that's
Yeah.
something that's super important to me when I bring people in. I try to make sure they get a chance to look at the stuff. Just like today, you came in, you got a chance to look at some of the guns and check out some of the stuff, because I know you see it pass by you and you check it out sometimes, but I wanted you to say, hey, here's the Delta, here's the Arsenal AK. And this was your first time in here being such a partner to us. What were your first thoughts kind of just coming in the building?
It was. Well, the building's awesome, and it's so close to me, so thank you for the convenience. I appreciate that.
Of course.
Yeah, for sure. That's greatly appreciated right
Yeah.
around the corner.
Yeah, they did that for us.
No,
Yeah.
of course.
So that was great. And I liked being able to actually just look at the firearms and touch them and handle them. I've seen them so many times. You guys are always at our range, which is awesome. But I'm always on that like different level, how Jeremy was talking about. So I'm always
Bounce
kind of
all
like,
over.
Right.
yeah, I'm like running all over the place, like looking at things quickly. I've never actually handled them before, so that was awesome. It was just great to see like the facilities and be able to focus on them instead of kind of like, you guys are good, okay, bye.
And what I love about the range is the range has a very Vegas-y feel to it, because you go in and there's like that general area, which is like the general blackjack tables, and then like you have the VIP area, which is something like a little bit of a step up, a little private area to go shoot, hang out, chill, and you guys run a fantastic operation. Was it always like that, or did you have to really like come in and dig your fingers in and clean it all up?
It's changed a lot, for sure, since I got there. It looks a little bit different, and then also we have just really focused on the experience too. And I think that's the circus in me that comes out. Like that's the tourist industry, the showbiz industry that comes out. We're always focused on like, how was the experience? How was the experience? It's not super like gun range.
It's funny you say that. No,
usually.
I'm glad you brought that up, because that's something that I talk a lot about here, and that's something that I brought into my last 2 facilities I've been in, is creating that experience where people come in, and I'm trying to say, like, it doesn't have to be stuffy. You don't have to go and like everything has to be like, oh, it's like a big thing. Like, we can walk you over here, but we can't walk you over there. We can do that. You can create a little bit of like what I call like a fan experience, and have people, come in and feel relaxed and feel at home. And when you feel relaxed and you feel at home, people tend to spend more money, or fall in love with the brand, or fall in love with what
They don't
you're
want to
doing.
leave.
They don't want to leave.
Yep, exactly.
It's the Google model. It's like, you want to take a nap? We'll buy you a bed.
Right. Yeah.
You want to eat? We'll get you a chef. And that's why it gets me to the most important point. You're doing away with the snack bar.
Oh, you want to talk about this? Okay,
Snack bar?
we'll talk about this.
Jeremy goes snack.
James is going to be upset with you.
Let's do this.
Let's
I'm
have-
gonna bring
let's-
James his own special, whatever he wants.
Before we get to guns, before we get to blowing stuff up, before we get to cool things seen on the range, what goes into the thinking of doing away with the
Here
snack
it
bar?
is. I knew there was gonna be something today. When I came in here, I'm like, he's gonna put me
It's
on the
too
spot
easy.
for something. We're getting away with the snack bar, man. I'm not having the snack bar anymore. So we have a snack bar for anybody who's not been to Range 702. We're a large facility, and we have this
Careful
big
over there.
snack bar. And first of all, that snack bar is annoying. You know what? Every time you come, you just give me a heads up. I'm gonna have pizza there waiting for you. All the things that you want.
The VIP experience.
The VIP, we're still gonna have catering. We're still gonna have
Right.
catering.
I want to say
Still
something,
want
but
the
I'm just
snack
not
bar,
gonna.
man.
I'm not gonna say anything. Let's get to the more important stuff. I'm over the snack bar. So, people talk all the time about going to a range and shooting, and this is one for you and Jeremy, and we've talked about this in circles with so many people. It's expensive.
Yeah.
Shooting is not an inexpensive sport. It's not an inexpensive experience. It's something that costs a few bucks. What do you recommend to people when they walk in, green off the street, and they say, Kris, I want to shoot something. I've never really shot before. How many rounds do I got to buy? What gun should I be shooting? Where do you start them?
So there's 2 different ways that we'll have them go. If they're a local that's coming in and they want to like, talk about buying a firearm for their house or that kind of stuff, we usually will start with a half-hour lesson. And you'll use our rental gun. You'll have an instructor there. You'll kind of learn everything. You get to try a few different kind of firearms because people like different things. And that's just kind of like, here, intro to
Basic
handguns.
day one.
Right, exactly. Because we don't want to just, take someone and be like, well, here's a gun. Good luck. Like,
Have fun.
fun
The
with
instructions are in there. Good
yeah,
luck.
hope
What
you can figure that out.
What does something like that cost?
So that's around. It depends, like $50 to $75.
No, that's reasonable.
Yeah.
Does that
yeah.
include ammo or no?
Yes.
How many rounds?
Man.
100,
Come on,
200?
put
No,
on the
I
spot.
think 50.
Just rough idea.
Yeah,
50.
50.
So to everybody out there that thinks like, this is expensive and it's tough to get into and it's one of those things that you can't touch it. And I had this talk with Jeremy about his products. $50 to $75 gets you on the range, gets you shooting, gets you working with somebody.
Right. Yep.
Beautiful. And if somebody's coming in and they want to have the 702 experience,
They want to do the machine
they
guns.
want to do it all.
Yeah.
They want to have
The
the
fun
whole
That's what they should be
702.
doing.
Da-da-da-da.
Right.
What is
Well,
what?
first of all-
where does that start? Where does that go? And Derek, maybe we could pull that up
Yep.
on
so
the website.
that's gonna kind of depend on what they want to do. The range is literally from $50 to $1,000. It depends. So if you just go to experiences up at the top there, that kind of
Experiences.
experience.
Spelled
We got
with
it
an
coming up. Yeah.
Spelled
And
with
an
an
X?
E, and then
I'm gonna
yes,
throw
and then
Rory under the
click
bus.
it.
I had this all queued up, and he came in here all trolling the internet on the computer.
Yeah, yeah.
Rory, you're
Sure.
fucked.
Jeez.
Man.
So here we go.
Yeah, so anywhere from $50, which is just one gun, up to $1,000, which includes like all of the guns and the VIP and all that fancy stuff. It really kind of just depends what you want to do. But we have I always recommend people just come in because we have people that'll sit there and kind of go over that with you based on how you're feeling, what kind of gun is going to be best for you. Some people come in, they want to, do all the crazy stuff. Some people come in, they're a little bit more timid, so we'll recommend different things for them. And all the firearms are kind of there in front of you, so it's easy to kind of see like, oh, I definitely want to shoot that one.
Right. Well, because unless you're in it every day, you're not going to know what this machine gun is called or that machine. You're like, I saw
Right.
that on a movie. That looks cool.
Yep.
And I try telling people that, because I've sent people over there and they're like, well, how is it expensive? I'm like, it's not cheap if you want to shoot a bunch of full autos,
Right.
but it's a lot cheaper than buying one of
Oh,
those
yeah.
autos
Oh, yeah.
or not being able to get one of them.
Exactly.
Like I have, a bunch of people that come out, from other countries that can't get any guns. So I'm like, you need to go over there and shoot a bunch of machine guns,
Yep.
and they walk out like the biggest giggle on their face and like super pumped. And
That's
I'm like,
what I love about it
and it's
too.
like, dude,
yeah.
I get it's expensive, but how often are you gonna be doing that?
Oh, it's a
And
once
it's
in a
gonna be-
lifetime experience.
Yeah, and it's
for
like
sure,
you're
yeah.
not gonna be buying these things legitimately, so you're
No.
not gonna be going out and even if you own it, there's a lot of bullets go really, really quick in those things, so
Yeah.
it racks up no matter what. So it's like a really good thing. Like, okay, I'm gonna go buy a Glock, I'm gonna buy an AR, all the normal stuff, but then I'm gonna go shoot the cool shit.
Yeah, yeah,
you know what I mean? So it's good for being able to pop in there and
gotta
do
go
that.
shoot that saw.
Yeah, exactly. Like
Which
James'
leads me
favorite.
to the next thing. There's a lot of exotics there.
Nice
Yes.
segue.
What I like to say, homemades.
Mhm.
Talk to me about some of the homemades. And it's safe to say, before we get to that, about $100 to $150 will get you a pretty solid experience.
Oh yeah.
there.
Yeah.
That's safe to say.
Yep.
So to everybody out there checking out 702, about $150.
Oh,
Talk-
before we move on to the exotics, I gotta say something too because it's been popping in my head. So, we talked a couple times about the VIP setup and stuff that we brought
yeah.
guests in and that sort of thing. Like that's VIP to anybody that wants it. Like it's not like you have to be such and such or know somebody. No, like if you want to have that
you gotta be
private
Jeremy
room,
or one of Jeremy's
yeah,
friends.
we had-
That's
exactly.
it, man.
But if you're not, which you're not, you
Right.
could still do it, and it's pretty cool. And what I tried to explain to people that are going, I'm like, if you can do the range experience, like get that private room, because then if it's not like a regular indoor range where you're shooting next to like 14 other guys, it's a
Right.
whole separate area. You got 4 lanes there, and then you got a whole other room that has couches, TV. So it's great
Yep.
for like the guys to bring in that you're like. It's a lot easier for the wife to say, yeah, it's cool, let's go. If you all go do it as a family or all
Yeah.
go out there together. And while you're fun, having a great time shooting stuff, they can be watching TV. They can be talking with their friends, talking about what they're going to do tonight and all that stuff. So you're able to play a lot longer.
It's a
I've
little
noticed,
bit of
you
fun
know?
and gun. And we had the opportunity to take Crispy there, and Crispy had a good time, and he was getting to shoot some stuff, and he had this chance getting to the exotics again. He had this chance to shoot something really exotic that we haven't quite seen.
This is what happens.
This is
when,
really interesting.
when a chick like me is in charge of a gun range.
How in the fuck
So
does this become a thing? And maybe we could cue it up and get it on the screen. Tell me, how does this become a thing?
So we did not have a pink gun. A lot of ranges will have like a pink gun. There's just a gun and then
Yeah,
they-
random. Here's your girl gun. Have
here-
fun.
Here's its
Yeah.
pink. I don't know.
Yeah.
So
Crypto.
yeah, so some of the guys were like, "Hey, we need a pink gun," but we as a team, everyone doesn't like to just do things normal. We like to go just a little bit more. So we decided to do a unicorn gun, and that's what happened. That's a little girl's unicorn headband tiara thing that I cut off and glued onto the ears. This
You
is,
actually sat down and did this.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I've asked before who did it, and they all point their fingers.
So the unicorn experience that we have up on the screen now,
Yep.
I can't even take this seriously.
God,
Well,
Todd is so awesome in that.
I know.
gear. Like,
The
Jesus.
then
spectator is
that's
free.
That's one of my range safety officers right there.
So for $115, you get a free. I didn't get the T-shirt.
No, I just made him wear that.
Okay.
Oh, the free T-shirt.
Yeah, I didn't get the T-shirt.
Well,
Does it come in extra small?
I have an extra small one just waiting for you.
It's in the Baby Gap section.
Yep.
So for $115, everybody, you can go to Range 702 and make a total jackass of yourself and have a good time. And I say that respectfully. You get to have some fun and you get to shoot the unicorn.
We get a lot of like bachelor parties that'll come by and be
We're
like,
gonna get to that.
That
Yeah.
unicorn is a full auto.
yes, full auto,
Like, it's
unicorn, M4, and then a Glock as well.
So you get to shoot both.
Yes.
That's not too bad,
No.
actually.
Yeah.
And you get to do the whole dump. So
Yeah.
The headgear is what makes it too. though.
Yeah.
I mean, because
Yes.
you have to wear like if
and
you're
the-
shooting it, you
but
have to wear.
I love
that.
the 1,000-mile stare he has in the picture. Like
Oh, yeah.
the
I
sincere.
think he's staring at me,
like, what did you
thinking
make
you're
me?
the worst boss ever.
Like he's looking at you like, show me on the doll where he touched you.
Right.
It's ridiculous. So you create these kind of like guns. Oh, all right. So a full auto's not that crazy, but there's
to you.
yeah.
To you.
But okay. So but there's a lot of stuff in there, and I'm not talking about saws. I'm not talking stuff people can get their hands on.
Quadzilla.
There's Quadzilla. There's all these different things.
Yeah.
Tell me how that comes about and that becomes a thing.
So that comes about by having literally probably the best gunsmith in the entire world, and for sure in the city. You use them all the time, Mike.
All the time.
So Mike is just incredibly talented, but also super creative. And I don't know. I guess we weren't giving him enough stuff to do. Was
Yeah.
that the problem? Like,
He's
I
like,
don't
no,
know.
I got plenty. Don't worry
Yeah,
about it.
like I don't think anybody even really knows exactly what happened. All of a sudden, he was just like, I'm taking 4 full auto M4s and welding them together. There's going to be a single firing point and a single sight, and we were all just kind of like, what?
It's funny because he's so quiet too. Like you would not
Yeah.
think that's
You
him
would
at all. Like he
never-
just is like he's that really quiet serial killer guy in the corner, but just head down and does
So-
his work, knows what he's
Yeah,
doing, and then
just keep
comes
him
up
on my
with
side.
yeah,
and
then comes up with that
that's-
shit. It's fucking nuts.
Yeah, no, I mean he's incredible, and yeah, I guess I wasn't giving enough stuff to do.
We'll have
I
to
don't
have
know.
we'll have to have him on a whole
Oh,
separate episode.
He's
But
next for sure.
I just want to say to everybody out there, there is some stuff that comes out of that armory that I'm not sure is quite right. And
Oh, it's right.
if Jeremy's going to agree with me, then we've seen it all because there is some really crazy shit. There's a Quadzilla, which again, let me explain to everybody listening. It's 4 ARs that do a full dump at the same time. And they're strapped. It's the equivalent of strapping Roman candles to your roller skates and bottle rockets and going downhill. It's completely ridiculous.
Well, it's awesome because like my son had his 10th birthday there, and he shot the Quadzilla. Like that was a big,
A big
finale.
deal.
Like here you go, you get to shoot it, and he was like, "Can I shoot it, Dad? Like I really is it kick really?" I'm like, no, dude, it mounts on the table for you, and you literally grab it and let it rip. Like
It's awesome.
so, and if a 10-year-old could do it, dude, it
Oh,
was
yeah.
like it's so much fun.
I
But like
use him all the time
not
as an
sketchy.
excuse when somebody's like looking at something going there he is.
there he is. Da-da-da-da.
Oh, I love that kid. When somebody's kind of like, oh, I don't know. I'm like, my friend's 10-year-old son shot that.
I
You
guess
can
I
do
have
it.
to, right?
So
I don't tell them that you're crazy, but you know.
It's fine.
so all this cool stuff gets made, whipped together there, and you create it as an experience. So you really have created this whole full service experience with stuff that's kind of original recipe plus the exotics. So it's a lot of fun.
Yeah,
It's a
it's a
ton
good
of
time.
fun.
Yeah, it's a good time.
Now let's get into the Bachelor because you mentioned and it's still on the menu, and we're staying on the menu for a second. You do bachelor parties and bachelorette parties.
Yes, absolutely.
Now there's obviously there's no booze, but
Right.
you must get like some wild crews in there.
Totally. Yeah, we've even had weddings in there.
We might have a video for
Really?
the Quadzilla.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Hold on.
play that.
Let's see if it
Yes.
Yeah,
works.
cue that up.
Let's see.
There we go.
I don't know.
I don't know. Let's give it a whirl. Look at this. There is a video that has not seen the light of day yet, but it's Mel shooting the Quadzilla. Someday we'll get that going. I think she almost melted the building. We'll have to keep-
That just brings a smile to your face. Like
I
when you're watching,
know.
it, you're like, "Oh my god,
I'm
that's
just staring
so much
at it
fun.
all the how happy.
So you do these bachelor and bachelorette parties.
Yep.
Let me ask you a question because this may or may not be a bachelor party thing, but they get pricey. You get a lot of people in there shooting guns. What's the most somebody spent?
Ooh, on a bachelor party or just kind of in general?
Give me both.
Okay, I had a guy that came in and I think he spent by himself. Just
I'm
for
not talking
himself.
about an exotic, weird, creepy guy, but go ahead.
Oh man.
We'll get
Just
to that.
like knocked out half of the stories. I was
Go
gonna tell you.
go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I had one guy come in. I think he spent like $3,000 or $4,000 just on himself in the VIP. And then he came back the next 2 days and did the same thing. So
He was like
3 days in a row.
table for one.
Yep, totally.
You're like, do I get a bonus here? You see this fish I got in here?
Right.
Shooting these 3 days in a row. Come on.
Right.
Kick it down.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's weird.
Exactly. But Bachelor and Bachelorette parties we do them in a way that's super affordable. So you can even have the VIP and still, each shoot, I think, 3 guns, and it's only $190 each. So it's not so bad.
That's
like
pretty
with the
reasonable.
VIP, that's
Yeah.
legit. That's a good deal.
Yeah.
That's pretty. I can't shoot holes in that. That's pretty reasonable. So you get all these cool people in, and you have all kinds of stuff on the walls. Pictures, paraphernalia, targets of people that come in. You've had some pretty notable folks through there. So, who are some of the stars that are coming in there, and are you able to list all of them, put all of them up on the wall, or are some like, hey, Kris, I just want to shoot, like, leave me the fuck alone?
Yeah, a lot of
You're
them, yeah. Well, nobody wants me to leave them alone, but they just don't want me to put them up on the wall. Yeah, we get all kinds of people. Obviously, some of them I can't say, but when you come in, you'll see our wall full of celebrities, which is awesome. Backstreet Boys come in, wear their range. That's cool. Drake has been around. We get a ton of fight weeks. We get all the fighters in, which is awesome. Get some of the Raider guys have already been in. So that's it. We see our fair share. I think it's because we have that VIP space. It's kind of like
I
makes
can
it
never
easy.
tell the difference between the Backstreet Boys and NSYNC.
Oh my gosh, I called them NSYNC.
Did you really?
Right to their face.
You
I
were
didn't
like-
know.
Did you play it off like, I'm just messing with you?
What?
Shit, I
No,
really did that. No, you were like straight
I
up like
literally did it, and then I was just kind of like,
deer in headlights.
yeah, because I didn't realize they said something about, and I don't
You
really.
were
know
like, I'm
their-
such a fan,
No.
Mr. NSYNC person.
I was
I was trying to think of a
And
song
they were
to
like-
drop, and they're like,
and they got all quiet, and they were like, we're the Backstreet Boys.
That's kind of what happened. I was like, well, at that age, I was like listening to the Deftones. I wasn't really listening to NSYNC, but
So
you guys
not
are
only
cool.
not only I'm not calling you out by who you really are, but now I'm saying your music sucks, and I listen to Deftones instead.
Yeah, that's kind of what happened.
That's not good.
But see, they're so nice. They were still nice to me, so it's
well,
cool.
yeah, you have guns.
That's
I
yeah.
mean, that's always
all the people are nice to me.
Yeah.
Now, one thing I noticed, your staff is very well trained for starters. They're on top of everything. Ears, eyewear, everything. They're right on you. And of course, I'm used to being in, Jeremy knows, a 360 range, a dust bowl. Half the time I don't even wear hearing protection because I'm stupid. And I'm running around and, doing 100 things. You guys are really dialed in. You have a really good crew. Do they go through like a crash course of training? Do you have like a chief RSO that kind of walks them through?
It's not even a crash course. It's pretty in depth. So we have a lead RSO there, and then I have 2 managers that kind of oversee that as well. And then there's always, there's me running around like a crazy person. Doesn't hurt. But everybody's NRA certified, plus our own training that we go through as well. That's kind of just made for us. And yeah, safety is absolutely number one. That whole customer experience is number 2, but safety is number 1. And we have to be a little bit more on it and aware, because we're dealing with people that
Novices.
have never been in a range, never seen. People walk in our range, and this is how we know. This is someone from across.
Yeah, you don't
across the
want
world.
to end up in YouTube.
No, we will not. Absolutely not. This is the only way we're going on YouTube, right here in this platform. But people walk in, and we have all the guns up on the wall, and they stop right in front of the doors. They just walk in, they stop, and they just go like, oh.
Get picture.
And they just start taking photos, and that's what we're dealing with. So not only are they completely clueless, they have no idea about safety, but they're so out of their safe zone, and they're so enamored by what they see that they can't really, they're not thinking clearly almost, because they're just in this crazy new situation.
Well, yeah, I noticed a lot too. They're sort of intimidated because there's so much big bang sticks out there. They're like, what do I do? And then that's dangerous because they don't ask questions either. They feel intimidated, especially guys are like, oh, we know everything about it.
Right.
I'm not going to ask you. And then you're like, hey, dummy, you shouldn't do that right there. So, having to really be on it to pay attention to those people, knowing that they're, you have to just have that extra eye.
It's a whole different level of training that we have. And
Sure.
you two wouldn't have really experienced that, because we obviously look at you right away. We see how you're, so we're like, you're fine. But other people,
We're far from fine. Don't be fooled. Don't be fooled.
I know, right? But some of those other people, they're just right on them all the time.
Yeah.
So.
What's the craziest thing anybody's shown up with, and you're like, no, you can't shoot that here? I imagine tannerite, but that's an easy one.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of something.
There's always a fool that'll show up with tracers or tannerite and be like, "What? I
Always.
can't use this here."
all the
No go.
time.
That's
all
a
the time.
common. That's a What, I can't? No, you're in a fucking building.
I had a guy that wanted to throw grenades downrange before.
That's interesting.
That's
Interesting.
I'm drawing a blank. Like, that's good. Like, I never do that. Like, I literally do not know what to say to someone that's like, no, could we chuck some grenades down here?
And where you're
bye.
like,
Goodbye.
No. Where you're like, no, we don't do that here.
Yeah, pretty much.
And you just try to be kind and
Yeah.
send them. Have you had anyone like show up and like just like you knew it wasn't like, how do you peacefully remove someone from the range? Because there's a lot of people that do it the wrong way.
Good question.
Yeah.
Yeah, I peacefully remove people from the range all the time, especially so this is Vegas. So not everyone here is sober all the time.
Yeah.
So we get a lot of people that are drinking.
Oh, I didn't even think of that. You have to gauge that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So we
'cause
get
they just came out. They got a flyer that's like, fuck yeah, let's shoot machine guns, bro. Woo! Let's finish these off first.
this
So,
happens,
you know.
yeah. We get people, crazy enough, we get people that walk in holding like a half drink, like big fat Tuesdays
I was gonna,
cup.
you know,
like,
Jesus.
just like,
I was gonna ask
Here
you
to
this.
shoot the guns.
Is this why you close at 7?
yeah.
That's I was gonna ask you that
Oh.
because I'm like, what the fuck did they close at 7?
Because everyone's done by then. Like, they're done.
Yeah,
They're-
because after 7, it gets like to the bewitching hour.
Oh,
out here.
yeah.
Everybody's like, hey, let's have a cerveza.
Yeah,
Like,
zombie mode.
Yeah.
I've been at the pool
Yeah,
all day.
all day.
And
Yep.
then, you know, now that marijuana's legal here, so they come in.
Oh, they
super
go full
high.
crackhead.
Oh, yeah. We get,
They're like,
multiple
do I
times
have
a day.
to load it, man?
Has anyone walked in on bath salts or crocodile?
Probably, yeah.
Oh my god.
Todd
EDC
works.
week is rough.
Yeah. This is interesting. I didn't even think of that.
Have you had
Oh, yeah.
someone like? I'm sure you have. I just want to hear about it. Like someone where you're like, okay, you gotta leave, and they just flip their fucking shit. Like,
Yes.
not going. No, fuck you. Blah, blah, blah.
You'll never
Yeah,
take me
yeah.
alive.
Yeah,
You're
totally.
right. We
I got a
won't.
bunch of guns. That's not a word.
Yeah, no, we're really great at being like, hey, you're wasted. Come back tomorrow. We'll send you a free shuttle to pick you up.
Right.
Hey, go have fun. Bye.
Oh, I've seen the shuttle.
Yeah.
Yeah, the struggle bus.
Yeah.
So, so let's transition back to you because the range is all well and good, but let's make it about you for a second. So you are in the midst of this whole storm, and it seems somewhere along the way, you develop a little bit of Instagram celebrity because of it.
And I think maybe that was just because of the underwear.
I don't know. I'll let
Tends
the
to help.
I'll-
I tried it. It doesn't work for me personally.
Might have been the
but
fishnets.
I don't know. It hasn't worked for me either. But
Oh,
somewhere along the way, you become a little bit of a celebrity, and I think a lot of it has to do with, you know, Jeremy would probably agree. You're very real in a sense on IG, where you like to chill and do the pool thing, and you post that, but you kind of post that like, hey, I'm just a chick at the range and I like guns.
she'll put a smart ass comment like,
Yeah.
"Oh, here's one. I can't always be in panties for you fools."
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
you'll make smart ass
Like-
comments like, that's.
Oh,
fine issues."
somebody reads that. I thought everybody was just.
I'm married. That's
you
all
know,
I read.
Okay.
We took a
Right.
look at it in here, and I was kind of like, read a couple of them, and I'm like, this is genuine. Like, hey, she's just posting like, this is me with a gun, but I know you're probably not staring at the gun, so fuck you. But
Pretty much.
Yep.
you've built a little bit of a thing going with that, and I think you stay true to who you are. And I think you stay true to what you're about. You're not up there with the battle belt on, trying to put the costume on, and
Right.
you don't have the 3 mags and the whole deal. And you're not like, hey, I'm Little Miss Operator now because I'm on the range. You're like, I'm a lady. We're happen to work at a range. I shoot some guns.
Yeah, totally. That's it. Yeah, I am not an expert, but every day I'm on my way to being there, and thankfully I have a great team, so I have access to awesome stuff. So.
That helps.
Yeah, let's do it. I'm sorry, I forgot to wear a bathing suit and like bring a big machine gun today.
You're
Super-
probably the
super
I wore one.
disappointing.
Don't worry about it. Photos afterwards. I'll take it off.
You're
Okay.
you're
I don't wanna
probably
embarrass
you're
Sean
probably
right now.
definitely the right person to ask this.
Okay.
And it's a question I think everybody in the industry wants answered, and you're probably the right person for this.
Okay.
What is it about women and guns? And I've asked pro shooters, Julie Galoob, this, you name the person. What is it about the fascination with people that they have to be like this legit, and everybody's trying to determine legitimacy? What is the obsession with that? Because I'm sure you've had people comment like, oh, you're shooting a gun and you're not operator enough, or you're not,
Right.
you're like, what is the obsession?
I don't know. I'm the worst person to ask because I don't care or know at all. Yeah,
Good
so
answer.
I get
a great
comments all the time from people, doing this, that, and the other thing, and I'm like, cool.
calm down, go do a cartwheel. Like, I'm over it. Like,
You can't shoot guns in high shoes because
First of all,
you'll tip over. Like, what would you do if you had to shoot someone and you were in high heels?
That's the thing. Like, I literally wear heels every single day, so I'm gonna shoot in heels.
there's no tactical advantage wearing heels, I'm sure.
I mean, the industry is
Take it off and throw it at.
There's a tactical advantage. I
the
don't know what
industry
it
is shifting a little bit for the better. I think it's getting there, but there was not too long ago. Jeremy will tell you a time when they'd be like, "Oh, she's wearing a dress and she's shooting a gun," and like that's not like tactically proficient.
Yeah.
But
So
like, if
stupid.
someone attacks me right now, am I gonna be like, "Well, hello, attacker, sir. I need to
Good
change
point.
my shoes really quick."
Let me put my
Before-
boots on.
Yeah, good point. Train and shoot and do whatever you do how you
Yeah.
are
Yeah.
every day so that you're ready for that.
I think it was Pat
situation.
McNamara who said like train how you fight
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
train for any situation and every situation. And you know, I think that's shifting. I'm not going to harp on it. I think it's shifting, but there was a time not too long ago where it was like, oh, that shirt's not a 5'11", so like how
Yeah.
can you?
Right.
You
Take
know,
those
you
heels to
can't-
Tony's range.
Yeah,
Well,
you
I
can't
get that
operate in that. So
Literally every day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I get people all the time with my guns like, well, there's no tactical reason for that, or I'm like, dude, I'm not a tactical guy. I'm just a
Right.
shithead that likes to build cool guns and blow stuff up. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not a professional at all. Like, so, but neither are you. You're typing on the keyboard in the middle of the day, bro. Shouldn't you be watching out for
Right.
someone that's gonna shoot you?
True
Apparently, like,
story.
calm down. It's okay. It's
You're
the
not,
internet.
you're not afraid enough. You're not training enough. You're
Right.
not- and that's a whole bigger question. I'm not going to get into because it would lose 3 hours. But everybody's an expert. Just ask them.
Yeah.
Everybody's somebody. Just ask them. Everybody knows everything. And I mean, me for as long as I've been in this business, Jeremy, unless I'm on a range, you see me like jeans, t-shirt, and I wear. People said it to me 5 times today. Actually, Taylor said it earlier. I'll wear Jordans, and people are like, you wear Jordan. I'm like, I'm the least tactical person.
Dude, I wear
on the
flip flops like
fucking
just
planet.
about every day. I come to the range all the
True,
time
yeah.
and burn the shit out of my feet with a piece of brass. But that's sorry,
Oh.
I'm not that guy, dude.
I wear like Derek was a part of that when my last stop I'd be wearing like sweatpants and a hoodie and it would be like that would be like my go-to outfit and I'm like I'm the least tactical human being possible.
It wasn't
Sorry.
that, dude. It was the matching Jordan onesie you had.
The Jordan ones, they were
No, not ones, onesie.
the onesie. Yeah.
The
Oh my
onesie.
god. Tell me about
The
that.
pimp outfit.
So listen. Oh my god.
Hear about
So I
this.
found.
You see how excited he got right there? He was like, "Oh, okay, I'm good."
So I have a few Jordan velour suits that I wear constantly.
Boston.
Yes, that's like what I live in, and like I would wear it like straight up to the office, and people were like, "Aren't you supposed to be in like Solomon's and like, you know what I mean, like
Right.
the whole costume?" And I'm like, "No."
You
I'm like,
might actually stick out more than me.
Yeah, I'm like
at
I'm,
this
I'm trying to
point.
be like low vis here, like I'm just chilling, like this is my pajamas. So, for me, I never bought into that. Yes, I have a lot of the stuff, the costumes,
Yeah.
but I don't. It's not how I ever approached anything. I was just more like, this is what I like to wear. I wear shorts,
Right.
flip flops, like you're saying.
Right.
But I think that's kind of overblown. But let me ask you this: have you ever had to remove anyone for inappropriate clothing on the range?
So that free T-shirt thing,
Because I've been to Fremont Street.
we often offer them a free T-shirt.
Jeremy knows where I'm going with this.
Yeah.
So
Yes. So I mean, come on.
does the
It's-
nun with the boobs out come
Oh
in?
no, but I don't know why hasn't she?
That's
Shout
her
out to
tactical
the
holder. She lists.
Boob nun,
lists
come see me.
So do you get any of the weirdos that come in and you're just like, that they can't do it and you just have to send them home because they're wearing a diaper?
No, because his name is Todd and he
Any of
works
the
for him,
Vegas
so he has to
weirdos.
she's like, dude, Todd, you can't wear that in here today.
yeah,
That's for after work.
That-
Not
all,
today.
all the time. Yeah. So people that just are scared and can't cut it.
Hmm.
Usually when people are scared and can't cut it, I go in there with them.
Oh,
I'm serious.
soothing. So the
She'll stab you.
So the Instagram celebrity hits, everything else. It starts taking off. You form all these relationships. You run a beautiful outfit. It's a great range. Awesome crew. Do you love firearms now more than ever? Is there a world you haven't conquered yet? Are there guns you want to buy? Where does it go from here?
Yeah,
I need
Matt,
to
tell
buy
us how
all
many.
the
Yeah.
guns.
Tell me how many guns you own, Chris.
One.
That one I've been trying to tell you to bring me already.
Oh yes. Any minute now, I'm gonna bring one to Jeremy, and he's gonna.
She doesn't need to own any. She has a room.
No,
full
that's
of
what I
them.
was just
That's
gonna
the
say.
thing,
Like,
is, like, I
why
have-
buy? I rent.
Yeah.
Like I have all the guns. Like,
Yeah, no, I understand that completely. That makes.
Yo.
No, that
I
makes,
shoot.
but
like
like
a
what?
lot more than one.
Where does it go from here? I mean, is it more about the range than you? Are you trying to conquer worlds in there? Are you going to build a cannon next? Where does it go?
Oh, so I usually have like a plan for maybe like 1 to 2 days. So for right now, I have a lot of stuff I'm working on at the range, and that's my focus. We have a few more things that I want to have happen there before I'll be really happy with it. Like get rid of the snack bar.
Damn. But what secret squirrel stuff? Is there anything super exciting coming?
Not that I can tell you about.
I heard a rumor that somebody there was really looking at doing a multiple AK thing.
Really?
And I really am like, yes.
That would be
Please
fucking
do
cool.
it.
Yeah, there's gonna be some cool stuff coming up. I don't know. Yeah, I can't. It's not 100%
You can't say because
yet.
it's not sure.
Yeah, it's not sure
How
yet.
much,
But
how
Secret
much of it
squirrel,
comes
man.
with the blessing from some of these companies? Like, have you had a company come to you and be like, I mean, I know Glock wouldn't. I mean, that'd be a stretch. But like, do any companies come to you and be like, what can you do with like 3 of these?
not yet.
That'd be-
No,
you
but
should-
they're gonna start doing
That's
it
the
though.
reach out.
For
That's
sure.
the
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, because like Glock's weird about it. Like, they don't officially
Yeah,
endorse
no,
any
they don't give
aftermarket
Right.
stuff or
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah.
So
Prudes.
that would be that would be kind of interesting.
Boring.
They're not nearly slutty enough for me.
Yeah. So at what point, coming back to you, at what point do you start doing some of these gun photo shoots as a byproduct of working there? Because you obviously have built a niche kind of getting this stuff out there, and you guys do an awesome job with the social and everything else. How, and I don't know if you could pull up the 702 social if you have it, Derek, but you guys do an awesome job. Do you coordinate shoots now, photo shoots and stuff for all that stuff? And
Yeah, we have one coming up. So we did one a while back. We did a new website, and then we did a whole bunch of shoots as well. Tracy, who you've had on this show, runs our social. She's awesome at it. What we have on social is probably less shoots and more just like our customers in there
Organic.
having fun. Yeah, we like.
But in the beginning, you probably needed a lot.
Yeah, we needed a lot, but now it's kind of like it kind of rolls by itself, which is awesome. The unicorn gun is like super like Instagram famous. You can see just scrolling through the feed there, it's all over the place. We get celebrities that come in there all the time. Jeremy's in there with his awesome stuff that trends super well. So we like to just keep the content just kind of organic and real. It's also, there's something, man, gun photo shoots are awesome, obviously, because that's what I like doing. But there's something about like that little girl right there. She was her 10th birthday, by the way. I fell in love with her. She shot all the guns. I know. So cute. See,
There you
unicorn gun.
So we gotta pump that face.
Exactly.
Right there.
Look at that. You can't photo shoot that.
I retired from gun photo shoots. I hung up my ears.
Yeah.
I couldn't take
Well, I
the
thought you were
abuse.
coming to the next one.
I
I already scheduled you
With
in there.
your onesie, I hear.
Yeah, with your onesie.
With my onesie. I retired from gun photo shoots. I hung up my bunny ears. No more gun bunny.
No.
We can't
I
do
don't
like a
believe that.
matching fishnet and machine gun photo shoot.
We weren't going to talk about that.
Ugh.
That's the secret squirrel stuff he was leading to.
That's the secret
Coming
sauce.
soon.
No, I love it. I mean, you guys have done an awesome job. You developed your own flavor. At when do we get to see a Dark Alliance wall?
Dude, that's what I'm saying. Like a zombie slayer set, like
Yeah.
something.
When do we do a dedicated Dark Alliance?
Agree to it now.
Pull
in
up
front
the
of
Dark
everyone.
Alliance stuff.
Commit to it right now.
Yes.
Jeremy,
Hold on. Let's
Jeremy
record
will
this.
commit to doing a designer pistol and a designer rifle if
Yes.
he is a part of the Zombie Slayer package. But for the rest of his life, he has to get unlimited salad and breadsticks.
They're closing. That doesn't work because she just said they're taking away our
We
snacks,
don't even
man.
have
I'm negotiating the
breadsticks over
deal. I'm
there.
negotiating.
You're just trying to save your snack
It's,
bar. That's what
it's
you're
the
doing.
Olive Garden surprise pack.
I made your son have a tear of joy stream down his face. Give me some
Look at-
guns.
Yeah.
I mean,
sure.
I think Jeremy's stuff would look awesome.
Yeah,
as
we
part
need-
of the Zombie Slayer
Okay,
package.
it's happening.
I say you do it.
Is the record button on? It's
on.
happening.
There you go. You heard it here first. And then Jeremy gets a piece. He gets $1 every time, and that dollar goes to
You just lost her.
50
She's like,
cents. No,
some
50
charity.
Cents, dude.
Now I'm kicking in the
I'm out.
negotiation.
charity like
skills.
my son's hockey bills. Is that what charity
Yeah, there you
is?
go. Yeah.
But he'd have to do like a custom 702 zombie gun that everybody gets to shoot, and after you shoot the zombie, the gun explodes into a million pieces and fragments all over the place, and then
Ooh.
yeah, no, we're getting
You're,
carried
you're
away.
getting
I love-
like you're trailing right
trail
now.
But
Gun blows up. I don't know.
the gun
That sounds
this
expensive.
Yeah.
message will self-destruct. But I love it. I think it's awesome. And I think you guys have done a fantastic job. We appreciate the partnership and being able to take folks in there. We have a lot of fun, obviously, bullshitting and hanging out. And I think, you know, everything you guys are doing in there is just so fucking cool. All the packages, everything. Every guest we've taken through this has been like, wow, that was fucking amazing. And I'd love to keep it alive and keep doing it and keep taking folks in. And Jeremy,
gonna-
you know, being a part of the extended family and doing all the stuff he does right down the road. I mean, we have a really cool thing right now.
It doesn't suck.
It doesn't
pretty
suck.
happy.
And it's a lot of fun. And I'm looking forward to the next 20 guests or whatever comes in, being able to take as many folks down there to kind of get the experience with you guys and even shoot some of Jeremy's stuff and hang out. And you know, every day I feel like I'm like, Jeremy, I got so-and-so here. We're swinging by. You know, it's a lot of fun. And we're up here bullshitting like lifelong friends. I mean, Jeremy and I have been friends forever, but I can't thank you enough, and it's been awesome.
Yeah, keep coming by.
Yeah, it's been
We're
really
stuck.
great.
Make my gun pretty.
Hey, you got to bring it in.
Okay. I'm
So
on it.
in case you guys get the opportunity, make sure you go by 702. Coming back to you real quick, it's interesting. You've developed this really great thing going, especially with social and everything else. How creepy do people get with you, and how weird does it get either on the range, or how does someone effectively slide into the DM, and how weird has that got? with
Has
the
anyone
newfound
ever like
fame?
DM'd you, then just showed up like, hey, remember me?
That's what I was
Yeah,
gonna
exactly.
Is
Say.
there
That's,
anything creeper like
like,
that?
Do, people like, I was in there today.
I know where
Yeah,
she works.
well, I'm not gonna lie. Quite a
And
few
I
people have
noticed
showed
you.
up. Quite a few people have showed up. It's the danger of having like, everybody gets to be on Instagram, but very
Give us
few
a story.
people like have to show their address. Like everyone knows that I'm there all day.
Right.
Like it's super obvious, right?
You liked my comment. Does that mean something? like,
yeah.
So glad I'm a dude.
Yes, it does.
So show me, tell us how it gets creepy and weird, and what's the strangest thing anyone's ever approached you with or slid into the DM ineffectively with.
Okay. DM slide in. Strangest thing. Two strangest things. I have, and they're both just so consistent. So I have one guy who consistently wants to come clean my house. Like, for the last, like, 6
Oh,
months.
he's hired.
That is.
Send him to my place.
No, well, I think I don't know if you'd like the way he dresses.
I'll just be like, I'm not home.
Is he a good cleaner?
No, if
I don't care what he looks
Listen.
like. I mean,
I think
if he-
you'd have to, like,
yeah, I
I think
mean-
you'd
my
have
wife
to-
would be like, I don't care what he
Yeah,
does.
like,
And
I-
Audrey's like,
send him to Jeremy's house. Jeremy would be like, just tell him you're not home. And just, he's like,
Right.
"You
No, I
understand
think he
that?"
wants to get yelled at while he.
oh, fine.
Yeah,
There's
there's
my
the whole
daughter.
thing.
Then she'll be like, you're not doing it good enough. My
So-
dishes are still dirty.
There's
so
that guy.
creepy.
And then there's one gentleman who, oh my gosh, for months has every single morning and every single night told me good morning and good night, and that he loves me.
Who
That-
the fuck has that kind of time?
That's nice, but really, really creepy. Like, dude,
Yeah.
like that.
Does he say like "Good morning"?
I mean, he types it.
I know, but still, work with me here.
Yes, that's exactly how he says it.
Speak to text.
Good night.
Yeah, and I have quite a few guys that just kind of like show up.
So weird. Like,
Yeah.
that's so strange. Like, I can't even like imagine being like that guy. Like, what goes? Like, do they really?
Hi.
If I
That's
go
what-
there enough, I spend enough money, she might like me. It's like the stripper
It's
guy.
the Vegas.
like
it's
no
the Vegas
one.
mentality.
I have a cold heart.
Jesus. That's
Amazing. We've heard it all.
Yeah,
Now,
yeah.
now it's getting creepy. So interesting. If somebody wants to reach out to you or reach out to 702, what's the best?
Just show up. Like super creepy.
No. Now we're getting serious. If somebody wants to reach out to you guys or has questions about putting together a party or a package or anything, what's the best way to get you guys?
So on our website, we have a form that you can fill out, and we'll email or call you back just based on what you want. Or, of course, my personal Instagram or the Range's Instagram. You can DM us. We're there all the time. Tracy and I are all over that. So
Keep it clean.
Keep it clean, guys.
Keep it clean. And you can work with any budget,
Yeah.
pretty much.
Yeah.
So interesting. Really cool. Awesome. Looking forward to what's new and exciting.
Yeah.
I'm
Well,
bitter.
New announcements soon.
This is bittersweet because some of those new announcements affect me because I won't be able to get anything at the snack bar anymore. Even though it was a sorry snack bar, but that blows.
hot dog and
Um,
pizza.
I'm sorry.
What are you putting there? Like, is it just gonna be t-shirts
Classified.
or like?
It's G14.
Just G14.
G14.
And a bigger machine gun kind of.
Yeah, I was like, hey, this is like the sorriest fucking snack bar I've ever seen. She's like, I'm getting rid of it. I'm like, you motherfucker.
That totally backfired on me.
Yeah,
I
I
was
was
just
like,
trying
damn,
to get
I
a free
was-
hot dog
I-
out of the whole
Right?
thing.
Yeah, I was hoping like a Coney Island Dogs was going in or something.
Right?
Like I'm
Yeah.
like, they're gonna really jazz this up. They're gonna put in like Dominoes. I'm like, we're gonna make it. We'll be fine. Tony Roma's is going in.
Oh, Jesus, you and Tony almost.
Yeah, but hey, listen, it's so much fun down there. If anyone gets the chance to head down there, 702 is a blast. You get to shoot all this crazy stuff. Every guest I've taken there has left with a huge smile on their face. I know, Jeremy, anyone he sent down there, they have an awesome time. You've done a fantastic job. You guys are all doing a great job, and I love it. And honestly, it goes without saying, the friendship and everything else and having both you guys in the area has been huge for me and a lot of fun. And I'm looking forward to it. It's like we're all neighbors sitting in the same block and having a good time. So it's a blast. I want to thank everyone here at k-var, and I'm so thankful to have you in the building, everyone at FIME, everyone at Arsenal. It's been a lot of fun. We're going to get some guns in you guys' hands over there. I know we bring them in all the time, but we got to get some stuff going. Make sure you check out the website, k-var.com. And, you know, I mean, look, it goes without saying, we got to get some stuff on your range and get some stuff going. So we're going to do that. There's no doubt about it. We spend enough time in there. I think it'll be a lot of fun. And if anyone's interested or anyone has any questions, listen to Kris, shoot them an email, fill out the questionnaire. They'll work with any budget. Head over to 702. And if you're in Vegas, you will have an absolute blast. It's off the strip. It's not going to break the piggy bank. Make sure you check it out.
Guys, bring your girls. They'll let you stay and play a lot longer if they're able to actually hang
That's
out
true.
and not have to be like, oh
Yeah.
God, or like
It's true.
Yeah.
let them sit in the VIP, watch some TV,
Chill
drink some
out.
drinks, and
Yeah.
If
plot
you-
on you for what
We
you're
had
doing later on.
A group of couples that would come in, and the women would all sit in the VIP lounge and watch, I think, like The Bachelor or something, some kind of
Right.
like show that they really liked, and then the guys would all go shoot. It was
I do think
But it makes it
Perfect.
easy.
Yeah,
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 I
it's
mean, it
perfect.
does. If like I tell my customers, I'm like, you need to build your wife a gun. That way you can build more guns. And if they build their one,
No, you're 100
then they'll
on that.
want to they'll want to start shooting with you,
Yep.
and then you can do it together. And it's just it makes it way easier if you're actually able to go there
I
as
would
a couple
like,
or family.
you know, I was thinking
Yeah.
about it. I know you guys close early for a reason. It would be nice if, like, whether it was like a Sunday night or something, it'd be nice to see you guys stay open late one night. That could be something.
Yeah,
that's in
we
the
do.
works.
So we do if there's like an event, and we've done.
No,
like,
I know you will, but
Yeah, yeah. Oh,
it'd be nice to see like general pop. Because sometimes you just like the action. There's a lot of people in there hanging out, and it's fun. I mean, it's a really fun experience. I just hate to see, 7 nights a week it's closed early, But hey, this is Vegas, you know.
Yeah, John. I don't think John can. If John wakes up earlier, it's still gonna be the same day.
I know. I'm up at 3:30 in the morning, 4 o'clock the latest.
Jesus.
Usually, I sleep on the
It's like
floor.
when I'm
on
going to
nails.
sleep.
Yeah, he'll text me. I'm like, I'll answer him back at 3. He'll be just getting in. I'm like, yeah, fuck it. But I'm an early in the gym guy. I can't waste the
You
day.
work out, dude?
No,
Here
I
we go.
wouldn't. I would never guess.
no. But it's just one of those places. So if you want to get off the strip, guys, and you want to have some fun, head over there. Jeremy's absolutely right. Bring the lady friend or the guy friend, whatever blows your hair back, and have some fun, and you'll really be thankful. And it is very good advice from Jeremy. If you want the lady in your life to be more involved, or the man in your life, do a build and visit Dark Alliance. Have him do something, even if she's not going to shoot it that often. It'll be one of those things. She'll be like, "You want to see my gun?"
It's
Yep.
true. You can't help but show it off.
Yep,
Yeah.
for
Yep.
sure.
So definitely good advice from Jeremy. I appreciate
Always good
having
advice.
having you both in. It goes without saying. I can't thank you guys enough. It's been since I moved here really interesting, but having Jeremy to lean on and now you as a friend, it's been a lot.
Yeah.
It's been a blast.
We're keeping you in Vegas.
Yeah,
Cuddle buddies.
cuddle buddies. So I appreciate everyone. I thank everyone. Derek, did I hit everything or did I miss something? I can't hear you.
Like and subscribe. Tap the bell.
Oh, yeah. Remember to like and subscribe, tap the bell, head over to iTunes, all that good stuff, and make sure you check out k-var.com, Arsenal, and FIME. Make sure you check out all the websites and check out 702 and Dark Alliance Customs. We appreciate it. Make sure you guys tune into the next episode. Jeremy will be coming back pretty regularly. We negotiated that deal. He's got a
Yeah.
high salary.
You're so cute when you lie.
Yeah, I appreciate everyone's time. We are going to be out.